Okay, so as you guys can see, I have just hit 20-0, and I thought I'd share the tactics with you guys because it's something a little bit different and I found them to be really good. So if you enjoy, leave a like. If you're tired of coming up against teams like this, you can get some foot coins through MMO EXP using the link down below. You can also use code JambooUK for 5% off. Okay, so this is the team I used, and obviously I know it's a good team, but not everyone that gets good teams goes 20-0 and stuff. I get so many of them comments, and it just does not work like that, okay? It really doesn't, but I do understand that it is a very good team. So that is what I used. I really liked it. Obviously, the meta at the moment is these 5 at the back, 3 at the back, which are basically 5 at the backs anyway. Formations, this Frimpong's really, really good, you know, at right back, right mid, that sort of position. So good. You've got Alphonso Davies here, who's just another absolute baller, and I love these 3 centre-backs, man. 3 of the best centre-backs in the entire game. What an underrated baller this guy is, by the way. Harry Kane. I actually did a video on him a few days back. You should definitely consider trying him out if you haven't already. But guys, of course you are here for the custom tactics, and I'm going to give you them. I'd really appreciate it if you left a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. I'm uploading every day. I'm hitting numbers on my channel that I would have never dreamed of. Like, you guys are absolutely smashing it, and I'm starting to believe that I can hit 100k one day. So if you fancy helping me out, it would be super appreciated. But let's get into the tactics. So literally in this weekend league run, the only tactic I used for the whole thing was this 3-5-2, and it was very attacking, front-footed, but stable in the defence as well. So we have balanced 35 on the whip, 45 on the depth, fast build up and forward runs, and then 65 on the width, 6 players in the box, 2 on the corners, and 3 kicks. And that is how I line it up. So obviously, you know, with all of these sort of formations, you've got the left and the right mid, which essentially, you know, they just act as basically a right back when defending, but then like a winger when attacking. That is what makes these formations all overpowered. And the more I use these 3 and 5 backs, the more I realise that they're all just as broken as each other. Like, they really are. Like, this 3-5-2, you know, it was on the level of a 3-4-2-1, and it's all about just adding in what you want. So if you're someone who likes having actual CDMs, you know, you can get that in a 3-5-2. You've obviously got a cam right there. You've got 2 strikers. But then you've still got your back 5 as well. And I think the reason this formation was so solid is because obviously you have the defensive midfielders and the back 5 when defending. And then obviously when attacking, you've got the left mid, right mid, you've got a cam and 2 strikers. So there's little triangles all over the pitch that seriously help you attack. And I found it to just overload the opponent, especially because we did add the forward runs. And honestly, that was just to test it out more than anything. You know, normally direct passing is the absolute staple of these tactics, and you normally wouldn't go fast build up either, but for whatever reason it worked. If that doesn't work out for you, I would recommend just going balanced and direct passing. That's sort of like the standard that you'll see most tactics, including mine, use. But the instructions are important in this setup as well. It sort of makes it all tick. So we've got stay central and getting behind on the 2 strikers. They're just going to both sit up top, stay very narrow, which is what we want, especially for the way I'm playing. I use a lot of the LB, L1 sprint boost, by the way. Let me know if you want a video on that. And I driven pass a lot into the strikers. So I think the reason this works so well is because I'm giving the ball to the cam, and then I've always got those 2 strikers just staying narrow and making runs. So that worked super well. We've got the cam just on the basic defense support. If you did want a little bit more support, you could put him on comeback, or if you did actually just want him to stay up there, you can also do stay forward. But I found it was quite a nice balance having that basic defense support. It seemed to work out very well, at least for me. For the CDMs, it's another one of those, you know. I leave mine on balance because especially in weekend league, I like to play on the front foot. Like, I'm trying to speed through Foot Champs games, right? Like, I'm trying to hit 20 and O's, you know, we've hit the world's quickest 20 and 0 rank 1 the last 2 weeks in a row. So I'm trying to get people out of there, basically. So for me, I don't want my CDMs sitting back. I actually want them getting involved in the play. If you struggle with your defending, by all means, you can put them on stay back while attacking. However, in my opinion at least, the way these formations work are about overloading so many players forward that your opponent can't deal with it. So I feel like it's a waste to have them on stay back, but ultimately that is your choice. A lot of people as well will like to put on cut passing lanes. For me, I manually cut the passing lanes myself. I don't like to get in a habit of like letting the AI do stuff for me as much. So balanced defensive for me, and cover wing as well, because you're going to have your left and your right mid bombing up and down, and if they're not back in time, you need these CDMs to slot in, because a back three on its own without any wing backs, it's just going to get absolutely exposed. So we've got cover wing on those. The most important positions in this whole setup are the left mid and right mid, because they contribute in attack, they contribute in defense, they're so important for keeping the ball. Like, if you're seeing out a game, you're going to be, you know, spraying the ball out wide to these guys. They're going to be hugging the touchline. If you want that extra bit of width, you can also put the stay wide on here. That is something that a lot of people do, including myself at times. But I think I just forgot to put it on this weekend league, but it was absolutely fine. So you want come back on defense and get in behind. So they're going to act as literally like forwards when attacking, but then as soon as you lose the ball, they're going to drop back into a flat back five, which is what makes this so overpowered. So in terms of the personnel you actually need to make this work, I would say Frimpong is like the perfect example of a player that's going to play in that role. So he's super quick. If you believe in work rates, he's got the high. He's got 4-star, 4-star. So maxed out pace, he's insane on the ball, you know, his passing's good, if he gets a chance he can finish it, but then also he can defend and he's physically good and he's got the 99 stamina. I actually think if I was hand-picking a player playing that sort of wing-back role, it would literally be this Frimpong. I think he's perfect for it. So I've got him and Alphonso Davies. They were both very, very good. Sort of similar in a lot of stats as well, you know, similar finishing, the same pace, that sort of thing. And they worked super well. Obviously, if you can on your striker, you want a 5-star, 5-star, but I'm using Harry Kane, and, you know, he's more than good enough. If you can partner him up, you know, I had Coman up front with him with the 5-star skills. And then for the CDMs, in my opinion, the way I play, they need to be able to offer something going forward. So De Bruyne and Goretzka can obviously do that. And yeah, this is like a perfect setup for the 3-5-2. If you guys do enjoy it or try it or have any questions, do let me know. But I will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new, and peace.